The morning we met Robert Dafford, he was on his way to Ohio to participate in one of several ongoing projects. But before he left, we explored his original territory.
This painting, we think of about the history, the past, and the future of what I would call Cajunism. The chain of events that occurred in their resettling through the United States and mostly in South Louisiana is what made up what I would call the fabric of Cajun life. And I feel that the fabric of Cajun life itself is what has separated the Acadian culture from mainstream America for that first 150 years of their existence here. That curtain that separated us also allowed us to be what it is that we are here, and what came out of that fabric into the future is the music and the food, and then a million products that came to be developed as a result of that. And in the far end, in the future on the West Coast, you have two businessmen playing a chess game with products. It has nothing to do with the Cajuns anymore. But the Cajuns themselves are in that window in their own world with their backs turned to all of that, living their own lives, and will be forever living their own lives. And so that's the story behind the thoughts I had, and I constructed this composition as a way of illustrating those thoughts. There are a number of reasons that I do large outdoor work in downtown projects. I particularly, almost exclusively work in downtown development projects for a lot of reasons. Most of the work I do is historical murals, which we'll see in a moment. And in portraying the buildings and the streets the way that they were when they were built 100 years ago, 200 years ago, you see the community in the neighborhoods, you see life in the streets prior to cars, and you see what it was like when the streets belonged to the people and there was an active community in the downtown. And seeing what the older buildings looked like when they were active helps give us political backing to save what we have left of them, to save what we have left of our architectural heritage, and to reestablish a community in a downtown district. And I like being part of that preservation. I like being part of the idea of restoration instead of tearing down and building up some new cheap things. I'd rather see us restore what we have left and keep some of the character of what downtown used to be. And redeveloping that community is a pretty important factor for a lot of reasons. Another aspect of it is educational. A lot of Americans don't go to galleries, don't go to museums. They don't see art. They don't ever see art being made. They certainly don't watch artists work, and they have no idea how art is done. Doing public art for us is a commitment to that educational aspect. People watch a painting developed. They see the process. They see us go to work all day, every day. See, we work just like they do. In fact, I think most artists work harder than most people do. When the people who live here see people from other states coming just to look at the art, they begin to realize that the art has a value, a monetary value and a pride value to their community that they didn't realize before. Their children see their parents recognize this. Two things happen. Kids say, hey, that's an artist, he's making a living, and the work he's doing is affecting my community, it has value. Maybe I can do this too. And the parents see the same set of things and are a little more likely to say, well, maybe if my kid has talent and wants to be an artist, I should support him. Maybe I should help him instead of discouraging. And most of American culture has been discouraging to artists. The encouragement for the arts, the educational aspect to the community, the economic impact from the tourism, the rebuilding of historic downtown districts, the restoration and saving of old buildings. All of those factors are important to us, and it's why we do this work. And I've become pretty knowledgeable about how to work with old photographs over the years, and have collected quite a body of reference books that have to do with period clothes, transportation, equipment, tools. There's so many things that change every couple of decades. In fact, it seems like every decade you see different clothes, different wagons. different lighting fixtures, different hats, you know. And to achieve a sense of period, you've got to have a knowledge of all those things. We start with, you have to water blast it, clean it. We use a product called ThoroSeal, which is a fine grained concrete with an acrylic additive. We make a stucco finish. The acrylic additive gives our paint something to bond to. We use a heavy acrylic, an industrial acrylic called metal latex. I usually start out with a very simple layout, just 2 or 3 colors, great big shapes, very simple color. You can see the whole composition very quickly. Put it in with rollers, the biggest brushes possible. First level. The second level of work, we divide it up into porches, windows, doors, streets, sketch in where people and wagons and horses and things will be, poles, trees, and we rough in those shapes, a little bit finer level of detail. Then the third level, we do the whole piece that way so you can see the whole piece develop at once. Then we'll do a third level of detail over that, all the fine tuning, all the little shading and lighting, and your color has a chance to develop from level to level. You get more coats on as you develop the painting. The light changes from day to day to day. You can see how the colors really look. You can fine tune your color choices as the painting develops. It makes it more efficient to work in that way. We developed this process working over 100 historical murals in other downtowns in the 80s and early 90s. We've now done about 250 large-scale historical paintings, or various kinds of paintings in other cities, and we've developed a process there. I have had several artists work with me over the years and developed a team approach to be able to do these big paintings in a short amount of time. The power of inspiration is what moves us all. And when you paint inspired work, somehow inspiration can be captured and transmitted to the viewer. And if you can transmit inspiration to another human being, then that human is charged up to go out and do something good with that energy. And that is the best thing that you can do with your work. The best reason to work and the best thing that you can accomplish with your work is to inspire people.